Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of Dunkirk. Now, I apologize, it's been a month, but this episode does contain a lot. We've got in this episode, you're going to see 2 new guns, and we got morale, stamina, and more. So please stick around. So, this in studio here is where we got up to in our last episode. So, I just looked back at my video now and I saw we did bullet drop, we revamped the round system, and we made some map improvements. It seems like a very long time ago now. So one of the main things I worked on was the round system, of course, as I just mentioned, but like allied counterattacks. And it was a really long script. You may have seen a YouTube post of mine where I said, I'm going crazy, because it was like 1,300 lines of just, yeah. So also we added the dialogue here. Well, from all that progress we made last episode, I'm going to tell you now that I completely scrapped all of that system and I kind of remade. I just went back to the old version. The thing is, right, the Allies wouldn't have been able to counterattack at Dunkirk. They had a complete, no superiority. So, no Allied counterattacks for the time being, because it was very hard to manage, but I still need to work on this system, and that'll be next episode. But around the same time, I worked on this little guy. The Royal Engineer previously just didn't work because I didn't set up the folders correctly and I never really used it. But I worked on it, so if I just deploy here, he has shorts. Yes, that's the only change of the avatar between engineer and not an engineer. Yeah. But you'll see this gun here. I modeled this in Blender, and this is the first gun I've made for a while. So the gun is, as you can see here, a Lee Enfield cavalry carbine. So it's just a standard Lee Enfield, which is the British rifleman in this game, but it's a shorter variant, which I believe was a much earlier model, but it was the only real gun I could use in this game for engineers, because for engineers I wanted a slightly smaller weapon so they can kind of run about quicker. So yeah, that's the gun. I also made this spade, and I have to make it clear that I was going to do building, and then I thought, nah, I need to work on other parts of the game. Building might be coming. It could be an update, it could be in the release. Probably an update, but just thought I'd let you know. This brings us on to the next gun I made. So if I switch to the Axis, we remade the MP40, which was a model which was very old, actually. I made it pretty much probably the first 3 episodes. But here's the new MP40. I do think I did a pretty good job. You can kind of see a lot of the details on there. It did have over 10,000 triangles, so I did have to skim that down a bit. Now it's time for me to talk about the exciting bit of this video. Well, unless you found the guns more interesting. Morale. So I will spawn as a British soldier, sure. So you can see in the corner here, we've got 50% morale. Now, your face can change depending on your morale. And like if it's lower, you'll have shocked faces. I'll show an image here of the kind of faces you'd get. And there's even a shaking animation if it's really low. And I've coded it so that when you lose a point, you gain/lose morale depending on what team you're on. So if the Axis took one now, my morale would drop. So I'll just join the Axis and show you. Morale affects your movement speed and your reload speed. So you definitely want to keep morale high in this game. So there, higher morale. And the other thing I wanted to say, this is the last thing, is just map boundaries. So if you leave the map, please work. Yeah, there we go. Return to the battle zone. Ignore the objective thing. That's not right, but yeah, it just prevents people from escaping. That's it, really. You may have noticed this video hasn't been as chronological as other videos have done. Usually I do it in parts. So when I finish one certain part of the game, I'll record about it. But this episode, I've done it all at the end. I've done this because it's quicker and it's easier and it doesn't really affect my development. So let me know your thoughts on this new kind of video format and obviously suggestions. feedback in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.